Ever grab a quick snack thinking it's a pretty harmless choice? Well, today we're going to deconstruct one of those common processed snacks to see what we're actually putting in our bodies. It all comes down to reading the label. We all do it. We reach for these convenient packaged snacks because, they seem like a light, easy option, and they're definitely marketed that way. But the story on the front of the box is often totally different from the one the ingredient list tells you on the back. So let me just ask you straight up. That simple biscuit you might grab with your tea or coffee, do you really think of it as a light, maybe even healthy snack? I mean, it seems innocent enough, right? Well, the only way to really know for sure is to ignore all the flashy marketing and become a bit of a detective. So let's do it. Let's flip the packet over and look at the one thing that never lies, the ingredient list. Okay, so here's the game plan. We're going to focus on just the top 3 ingredients, because as you're about to find out, those make up most of what's inside. This is where the truth about any processed food really lives. And here we go, number 1 on the list, refined wheat flour, which you might know as maida. This is the main ingredient. It gives the biscuit its structure, but it's basically a simple carb that's been stripped of almost all its fiber and nutrients. No big surprise here. Coming in at number 2 is sugar. Now, being this high up on the list means it's a huge part of the recipe, by weight. We're not talking about a little sprinkle for taste. We are talking about a core building block of this snack. And our third major ingredient is palm oil. This is one of the most common processed fats on the planet. It's used to give snacks that texture people like and, maybe more importantly for the company, to make them last for months and months on a store shelf. So let's recap. The 3 main things in this snack are refined flour, sugar, and processed fat. That doesn't exactly scream health food, but what does that combination really mean for your body? This chart just cuts right to the chase, doesn't it? Once you strip away all the branding and the nice packaging, what you're mostly eating is a mix of refined carbs, a heavy hit of empty calories from all that sugar, and some processed fat. Let's talk about that sugar. The Mayo Clinic defines added sugars as the kind that are put into foods during processing. And here's the crucial part. They add calories, but they add 0 essential nutrients. They are the textbook definition of empty calories. And the problems they can cause are pretty well known. Eating too much added sugar can lead to poor nutrition, it can contribute to weight gain, it can raise your triglycerides, which is a type of fat in your blood, and of course, it's really bad for your teeth. Just to put that into perspective for you, the American Heart Association has a pretty strict daily limit. They recommend no more than 24 grams of added sugar a day for most women. That's about 6 teaspoons. A single serving of a lot of these snacks can get you dangerously close to that entire daily limit. So what about the fat content? The World Health Organization is really clear on this. The idea isn't to get rid of all fat, but to make smarter choices. This really breaks it down. You want to limit saturated fats and swap them with healthier polyunsaturated fats, the kind you find in things like nuts, seeds, and fish. Okay, now this is the most important part of this whole explainer. I'm about to give you the one simple rule that will totally empower you to make better choices every single time you go shopping. This is a direct quote from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. It is the golden rule, descending order of predominance. I know it sounds super technical, but it's actually incredibly simple. Just look at this example. All that phrase means is whatever ingredient weighs the most is listed first. The second heaviest is second, and so on, all the way down to the ingredient that weighs the least, which is always last. It's really that straightforward. So here it is, your new secret weapon. It's the 3-step label check. 1, find the ingredient list. 2, just read the first 3 ingredients. And 3, understand that this is what the product is mostly made of. If you see sugar, refined flour, or some processed oil in that top 3, you know exactly what you're getting. So now that you know how to spot a snack that isn't so great for you, what should you be reaching for instead? The good news is that the best options are often the simplest ones. Here are just a few recommendations based on solid health advice. Things like fresh fruit, vegetables, a handful of nuts or seeds, some low-fat yogurt, or even whole grain crackers. These are real foods that provide your body with actual nutrients, not just empty calories. So the next time you're at the store, I want to challenge you to do just one thing. Before you put that snack in your cart, just flip it over. Take 5 seconds to read those first 3 ingredients, because the most powerful tool you have for making a healthier choice isn't some fancy diet plan, it's right there on the back of the box. The only question is, will you use it?